Other than UTI, they're the least popular letters in the alphabet. I'm talking about AIG. Millions of dollars in bonuses have been paid out to its employees, all of it our money. But now the House just approved a bill, 328 to 93, to tax those bonuses from firms that were bailed out by us. My next guest, though, wants to go further. He says it's time to break up the financial behemoth. Hope I said that right. And replace it with a giant flying robot.
What?
Not really, I'm lying. But Michigan Congressman and Chairman of the Republican House Policy Committee, Thaddeus McCotter, did call for AIG's breakup last Monday. And maybe we should all listen, because he's been right before. So, Congressman, can I be the first to say, welcome back, McCotter?
Oh, well, thank you, Ignoble Savage. It's a delight to be back on your eponymously named Red Eye.
Oh, well, thank you very much. He's already used 2 words I don't know. Hey, you were the first member of Congress to oppose the Wall Street bailout. Are you walking around Congress now saying, I told you so?
No, but I do think that in all seriousness, you can see a lot of people that deeply regret that vote. It was passed in a crisis atmosphere. A lot of safeguards and precautions were not done. In fact, even Secretary Paulson at the time withdrew the original TARP proposal and went with a bank recapitalization plan. So as the nightmarish prognostications many of us made have been exceeded, you see people who felt a bit that they were taken advantage of, and you would not want to rub salt in those wounds. Ah,
very good. Now, you called for AIG to break up. What exactly does this mean? Is it like the Beatles where they all embark on a solo career?
Well, as you've been watching the spat between Geithner and Senator Dodd, it's kind of like the scene in Let It Be where McCartney and Harrison start bantering about, and Harrison just says, I'll do whatever you want to please you.
Yes.
And so it seems to me that that's Senator Dodd's response to how his amendment got messed up.
Exactly.
Was that someone told him, I'm going to take this language that protects and approves AIG's bonuses, and we're going to put it in your bill. And Senator Dodd just said, I'll play if you want, I won't play if you want, I'll do what it takes to please you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it turns out he's pleased no one.
Yeah. He's in trouble, isn't he?
Well, I think the person who put this into the legislation is in trouble. I believe Senator Dodd acquiesced in this. This was not his idea.
Yeah.
He's saying that Treasury suggested this, but that doesn't mean the Treasury put it in. And the way things are going today, Treasury means Secretary Geithner, because no one in their right mind wants to work there right now.
Exactly. Now, I want to play a piece of the floor speech from Steve LaTourette, one of your colleagues this morning. Can we roll
This is
Go ahead.
Stirring. It is stirring.
Yeah, it is. It's stirring. Let's show it.
Lyrical.
Lyrical.
When Adam and Eve were expelled from the Garden of Eden, they were then pictured with fig leaves. The bill that they want to bring today isn't a fig leaf, it's a fig tree. Now, Ross Perot, when he ran for president in 1992, he talked about the giant sucking sound. Well, today there's another giant sucking sound going on in Washington, D.C., and that's the tightening of sphincters on both ends of Pennsylvania Avenue as people are having to explain who put into the stimulus bill this provision of law. And specifically, it's Title VII, Section 111, Paragraph 3, little I.
Sphincter, stimulus.
You can see why we consider Congressman LaTourette the Republican Allen Ginsberg of his time.
Yes.
Prior to him going and delivering that fine speech, he asked me, do you think I can use the word sphincter on the floor of the House? And I said, well, yeah, let me know how it goes, Steve. Evidently, it's all the rage in Ohio.
He's, who is going to get, you think Geithner, it's all going to fall on him, isn't it?
Well, right now, that seems to be the question, whether it's Secretary Geithner or whether it's Senator Dodd. But again, we don't know whether or not it was Secretary Geithner who put this into the amendment. That's why LaTourette and myself put forward a resolution of inquiry to get to the facts of the matter and find out who was the mastermind behind this. Because as you know, Greg, this was a deliberate policy decision made by the administration.
Yeah.
Liddy has testified that they did not want to lose the geniuses who broke the system at AIG because they think they need them to fix it. The retention bonuses were designed to keep them in there, unwinding this like Bernanke has wanted over a period of years.
Yeah.
And if they did not come through with these bonuses, they were afraid they'd go, AIG would crash, and the administration would be stuck with it. So you can see where when the Wyden-Snow amendment was put into the stimulus bill, somebody in that administration wanted it out, wanted the Dodd Amendment as rewritten stuck in there so they didn't lose these people and have it crash on their watch. It is that hidden hand that we have to find, like the Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew mysteries.
Yes, I love
like
those.
The mystery of who educated you and was paid to do it. Somebody has done somebody has done something very, very unfortunate here, and they're doing everything they can to deflect blame from them, and we want people to help. We want the public to tell us who they think did this.
You know, I agree
There's a Pulitzer in this for you.
I agree with everything you said. I thought the insult, though, was a bit unnecessary, but I'll take it, you know.
Look, you're lucky I'm not asking for a life-size mannequin of you to rest my drink on in the studio.
Okay. Hey, we got to take a break, Congressman. I'll be back with you after the break. Oh, my goodness. And don't forget to check out my blog, dailygut.com. It's got headlines and other cool stuff.
Presidential.
So, we're back with more McCotter. Ooh, that's exciting. Hey, Congressman, what are you reading anything new lately?
Well, yes, as you know, Greg, I like the works of Gabriel Garcia Marquez and others, but I was minding my own business when someone put in my hand what I can only describe as a turgid excursion in literary onanism.
Really?
In fact, to call it fetid dung would be an insult to the rude beasts who put more work into their product than the author did.
Really?
The book I'm speaking of is Pork Scratching by one Mr. Gutfeld.
Did you actually read that book?
No, I didn't want to be the first person in America to actually finish it. It was one of those books when you start reading it, you ask yourself, I'm supposed to care about the protagonist, but I can't. All I want to know is when is he going to put himself out of my misery before he drags me into it.
And that was just the recipe section.
The only redeeming feature of the book is you can read it in, shall we say, one sitting,
yes,
and then use the absorbent materials for a better purpose.
Hey, I shouldn't have asked that question.
You shouldn't have.
Yeah, you know, what's this about you soliciting artwork from high school juniors?
Yes, we know that all kids can't participate in sports. Some have more artistic sensibilities, and of course there are those we can't help like yourself.
Yes.
But we want them to be able to put forward creative works and have them, the winners, have them displayed. It's a congressional arts competition.
Got it.
And perhaps had this been available to people like yourself, you could have been constructively channeled or mainstreamed.
Thank you, guys. But you know, I actually drew something to enter in the contest. I don't think you can see it, but it's Congressman McCotter as a unicorn.
I trust it's an extra long horn to be correct. Really.
Terrible. Hey, you know, I want to ask you about this, just something serious about the taxing of the bonuses. You know, you're a conservative. Is this, I mean, you hate these guys as much as everybody else, but is it right to take 90% of the bonus? Does that make sense? Aren't contracts, you know, off limits?
Well, no, the contracts for the bonuses would have been gone had AIG gone bankrupt, but for the taxpayer bailout assistance. We've seen instances in the auto industry where workers and the companies have had to renegotiate contracts to try to show viability to justify bridge loans. The problem with the bill in front of us today is both practical and constitutional. Practically, I don't want them to get 10% of these bonuses. I want 100% of this money back to the taxpayers.
Right.
Secondly, what you want to see is they got $30 billion that they can call upon right now. So when the politicians who voted in the stimulus to approve and protect these bonuses, a bill signed into law by the President of the United States who then promptly decried it, the public is going to be outraged to find out that somebody who made $1 million bonus still gets to keep $100,000, that they are still going to get $30 billion more of their money to keep them propped up and afloat. That is not the type of political chicanery you want. As a constitutional matter, you are running into a bill of attainder where a disfavored individual or entity can be attacked by the government, have their property confiscated without a trial. Now look, this is all done so that people who voted for the stimulus without reading it, that voted to let AIG have these grandfathered bonuses, can run around, shred the Constitution, and use it as a fig leaf. I think that that is wrong. The worst thing we can do is continue to undermine the credibility of the United States Congress in a time of crisis, to run around like chickens with our heads cut off, or like you chasing British barmaids while you soil yourself drinking Guinness. We need to show certainty. and stability.
Thank you.
And help restore trust in institutions. I did read some of it.
You did.
He doesn't need to be in England to do that.
You got to page 50 because he got to the part where I sold myself. Congressman, we got to go. Please come back. Always a pleasure having you here, humiliating me. I'll talk to you soon. We'll close the show out with a post-game wrap-up from TV's Andy Levy and give you a preview of tomorrow's show. Remember to see clips of recent shows. Go to our website, foxnews.com/redeye. Hey.
And appliances when not in use. Learn what you can do at energy.gov/tink.
Time to go back to TV's Andy Levy for the post-game wrap-up.
Thanks, Greg.
Welcome.
Hey, Congressman McCotter, is it true that from now on saying sphincter on the House floor will be known as La Tourette syndrome?
Yes, I think it's going to be an involuntary reaction to bad Democratic public policy that destroys the Constitution. Will now be considered the use of the word sphincter as standard operating procedure from everyone from Ohio that has been infected by bad water from Lake Erie.
Interesting.
That was impressive. Yeah. Hey, Anthony, what's coming up on the big radio show?
Well, first of all, I want to know if I could turn in the congressman to the FCC. Being a radio host, that would kind of, turn the whole thing around. I think the sound of sucking sphincters from 6 to noon.
Okay.
On XM and Sirius Satellite Radio.
All right. What the hell was K-Rock thinking?
Firing us? Apparently.
All right.
And they tell you not to show up.
Yeah, okay. Natalie, how was South by Southwest?
It was good. It's such a highly dubious premise for a conference. I went for a couple of days and still don't understand what the whole thing was about, but otherwise good.
All right. I thought it was all about making people feel better about themselves.
I guess, or, some kind of interactive film and whatever. I don't know. You can listen to Buzz Out Loud. We do the show from there.
Gotta go.
All right. See you.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Congressman McCotter. Always a pleasure having you on the show. Please come back. Natalie Del Conte, delightful. Bill Schultz, disgusting. Anthony Cumia, lovely. Please come back. I'm Greg Gutfeld. See you later. Bye.